Hey guys, hanging out with Ben Boykin. Ben, you're the CTO at Rock Church.
Correct.
Where's Rock Church at?
San Diego, California.
Man, you coming to Texas.
Exactly. Hey, but it feels like San Diego weather right now, so it's
Really?
lovely here. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's
it's
very nice.
nice and
Very nice.
sunny,
It is.
75, 85. I'm just missing the beaches.
Oh, no. Are you a beach guy?
I am.
All right. All right, man. All right, man. Glad to have you here. Thanks
Yep.
for hanging out. So tell me a little bit about your workshop. You're hitting on some very cool stuff. So give me a little snapshot of what you're going to talk about.
Sure. So today's session is going to be about how you globally impact the ministry, right? Through technology. So we're going to be focusing on people, process, as well as the product, but why all three of those matter. It's not just about a product. Um, Around the engagement piece. So from
Yeah.
an engagement perspective, we're talking maybe you've got social media, and social media is a way that right now majority of the world interacts.
Yep.
And within that social media aspect, right, the quality of that visualization is huge
Yeah.
because as you're scrolling through um, just streams, what jumps out at you? What is something that people will actually stop on
Hmm.
based on content and quality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So you mentioned the people piece. So let's work both of those together
Yeah.
because the quality matters, the visuals matter.
Yeah.
Why? Because the people matter. Like, right?
Absolutely.
Especially in ministry, we're not just about the cool factor. We
Correct.
don't want to entertain,
Correct.
right? We're here to reach people.
Absolutely.
So work those two things together for me.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously focus is on the kingdom. It's on the persons, on getting them saved, or if they're already saved, getting them further on their steps so they can go save others.
Right.
Right? So that's one piece of it. The other piece is the people that you're interacting with from a technology perspective, even on your vendor side. Right? Everyone's had that vendor that when an issue happens, they go, "Not me. It's on you."
Right.
Right? Where you go, "Hold on. I just spent kingdom dollars."
Right.
Right? And you're saying not it, or like go through my 800 number. It's like you were calling me a lot of times before I bought this product. I haven't heard from you since.
Mm.
And so having those good partners that allow you to, one, make sure you're going to give a quality product, which again impacts the people that are you're trying to reach
Yep.
globally.
How have you seen that at Rock Church? How have you seen the quality of your visual media or the use of technology
Yep.
reach people? Do you have some impact stories?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, heavily, we saw it ramp up during COVID. Right? I mean, all of a sudden, being out in California, there was a mandate, all churches had to be closed. So now, online content. We already had an online presence, but our entire church is online.
Yeah.
If that quality isn't there, guess what? There's a whole lot of options during COVID that you can go to,
Mhm.
right? So our worship sessions, fantastic, right? We got our senior pastor, fantastic. Again, being able to get you that word out there and then using the mobile devices through that. So you can watch it at home. You can watch it through YouTube. You can watch it on your device.
Yeah.
And so that's how we kind of like focused on that. And that's one of the ways where we saw it ramp up. And then when we could go back to church, you had a lot of people that were just fearful from coming back,
Yeah.
right? Because they didn't know. So we have a huge online presence. And again, the same experience that you get when you walk through our doors in San Diego,
Mhm.
we want you to have that in your living room. And so, again, the quality of the production, the quality sound, right? To be able to, okay, we're talking about this verse. I have those notes on my mobile device.
Mhm.
All those things are connecting and keeping people engaged.
Yeah, good. All right, so we hit on people.
Yep.
Let's hit on product.
Yep.
Why do we need to create? What do you mean by product?
Yep.
And why should we create a good one?
Yeah. So products, it's just all the infrastructures, pieces that make things work, right? And so um, we're here at a great conference, right? Thrown off by Tively, right? We use them for online giving, but we have a bunch of products that we use, but they've got to work.
Right.
When we ramp up, when you've got a church our size and you have thousands of people hitting the exact same website,
Right.
exact same
Right.
giving
Yeah.
platform.
That server's gotta work. That infrastructure's gotta work.
Absolutely. The Wi-Fi, now
Yep.
the Wi-Fi has to work, right? When I
Yep.
come in and I want to be able to see if my kids, but the check-in's got to work, right?
Right.
Those are all the products that, you know, smather through all of our campuses.
Right.
Yeah.
How did the visuals matter on your product? Meaning, like, how does the interface being pretty,
Yeah.
things like that, how does that matter?
Yeah. So it's effectiveness, right? Efficiency and effectiveness.
Yeah.
And you now don't have your congregates going, where is that?
Right.
I don't understand
I
this.
can't find it.
I can't find this.
Yeah.
Where do I go to check in? Or someone new coming in, right? It has to be just so crystal clear of like, oh, this is easy, right? So you're making something very complicated, and that's technology. To me, if you're a good technologist, it's making
Uh,
something very, very complicated at times be very easy to people that's not their lane.
Especially with people who are making technology, we're in that group.
Yeah,
How did the aesthetics matter? And I'm kinda hitting on the same point
yeah.
here, but how do you balance the nerd factor of making the technology with the aesthetics
Stop talking
of
about my people.
of, how do you balance that with aesthetics? It needs to have a visual appeal and work. How do you balance the 2?
Absolutely. So, again, those are my people, right? The
Yeah.
technologists, right? Like, my team, we love things where it's like we want to get into the weeds of it,
Yeah.
but a lot of the time, it's not that user friendly,
Right.
right? It's
Right.
things that's like
Right.
you have to know how to use that technology.
Right.
And the aesthetics piece is, again, for the folks that maybe are technology challenged
Right.
or even just a typical atypical user, right? The crispness of it
Yep.
and to be able to go, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna use this." I mean, people at this point can add an app, delete an app at a second,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, and both have to be true too, right? It can be pretty all day long, but if it doesn't work,
That's
I mean
listen, if you've got a pretty app, but I can't check in my kid at our church,
right. Yeah.
it's World War III up in the sanctuary
Right.
because it's like,
Right.
look, I don't know where my kid is. You
Yep.
don't know where the kid is,
Yeah.
and I can't check them in. And so all of that, the security of it, the aesthetics of it, all that has to be there. It can't just
From
be, okay, we're going to be very secure, or we're going to be very tech focused,
right.
or we're going to be like you just said, very pretty, but it's like it doesn't work. It can't hold on to the
Right.
capacity that we need as a church.
Both have to be true at
Yeah.
once. Alright, so we hit people, we hit product, let's talk processes.
Yeah.
Give me some of that. What do you mean by that?
Yeah. So it's just process on how you make decisions about technology. There's two things I'm gonna be talking about. It's just have discernment and then have discipline. Have a process that you build internally that you say, it doesn't matter what we're gonna bring in. There's going to be some discipline around that. It's got to integrate. It's got to work with our systems,
Mm.
right? We have an infrastructure right now. If this piece doesn't integrate into it well, is there something that does?
Give me an example of that.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, we've got plenty of systems within our church, right? And so if you're trying to have a check-in system, but the check-in system isn't going to talk back to your database that has all of the members within your church.
Mhm.
Well, it's a standalone database at that point.
Mhm.
At that point, it doesn't really help you find the analytics about your people so that you can get them further engaged.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna use an odd example here.
Okay.
So, my kids were into Legos when they were big into Legos when they were smaller,
Right.
but the company Lego is very, very particular about the system.
For sure.
Every brick has to fit within the system of the other brick. Why?
Absolutely.
Because it's all needs to work together,
Correct.
right? So let's bring that into church world.
Yeah.
Our processes need to all work together and not be so siloed everywhere,
For
right?
sure. And when you have those silo processes, talking to some other churches here at the conference, right, that have those silo processes, well, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing.
Exactly
And
right.
so now, are you potentially wasting resources
Yes, exactly right.
because
Yeah.
Oh, you have that too? Oh, you have a project management platform,
Yeah.
and so do I.
Yeah. Where now that's 2 bills on the church. That's kingdom money that could be going to elsewhere.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah. All that is very true. It needs to work together. What are some encouragement for ministry leaders that you guys have found at Rock Church as it comes with, or as it has to do with technology, visual media? What are some things that, man, if I could tell a ministry leader this,
Yeah.
here's some things that have really worked for us.
Well, for us, what we've seen is one, you've got to be engaging. Uh, Before COVID, I think we had a lot of different avenues you could go down to, not a lot of next steps
Mm,
that we've defined.
mm.
And so, we've defined some next steps where we're using the technology to help you with those next steps
Yeah.
and to learn more about you as a person, and so that you have your own profile. We are engaging with you, right? You're not a single male getting emails about family
The
time, right? Where you're like,
or the women's Bible study.
the women's Bible study, right? I don't care, right? And we were
Right.
doing a lot of that where it was like, literally, I had people in my men's group that was saying, I don't really kind of look at those emails because they come once
Nothing.
every other week, right? Every other day, and it has nothing to do with me.
Mm.
Yeah. And so
So be intentional.
be intentional for sure about how you're using that technology for that. And then from a social media perspective, what we've seen is use that freeware, right? The things that are free that don't cost the church anything, post and let your volunteers help you out
Mhm.
while you do those posts. And as well as, like you just said, we have a team that's their complete focus,
Mhm.
is literally saying, let's say I don't go to Rock Church, but I can get the experience by just seeing some of the quality pictures that you've posted up on social media, right? That we have on our Facebook,
Yeah.
that we have on Instagram, as well as having it mobile in your hands. So there's things that we didn't do when we came out of COVID, and we said, man, I would really like it if I could get Sunday's message where I could listen to it as I walk, right? Versus, okay, I gotta go to YouTube and I can bring it up that way. That was kind of where now it's like within our mobile app, you're able to literally go down, hear the messages, music that we're producing, which
Right.
we weren't producing. You can hear that. You can download it. You can have it, make it yours. Like if you go, oh man, that song number 2 that I just heard at the church, I know what that is. That's a Rock Church produced song.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome, man. Really appreciate your
I
time. Love what you
appreciate you.
guys are doing at Rock Church.
Yeah.
Man, super encouraging. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it a
All
lot.
right. Thanks.
This has been a podcast presentation of Church Visuals. Executive produced by Carl Barnhill. Edited by Mario Franco. Title and show graphics by Angie Lomas. For more resources to help you visually communicate the gospel, visit churchvisuals.com.